Welcome to Everyday English Podcast, a beginner-friendly podcast for improving English skills with simple English. Today, we're diving into a really interesting topic, the hidden power of introverts.
Yeah, it sounds fascinating. Introverts often get overlooked, right? But they have so much to offer.
Absolutely. Introverts have unique strengths that can really shine in various areas of life. It's not just about being shy or quiet.
Exactly. Many people think introverts are just reserved, but they can be incredibly creative and focused.
Right. And today, we'll explore how these traits can lead to personal growth and success in different settings.
Oh, and it's important to understand that introversion isn't a flaw. It's just a different way of interacting with the world.
Yes, and we'll also discuss how introverts can navigate social situations that might feel challenging for them.
That's a great point. Many introverts struggle in loud or crowded environments.
Exactly. So, we'll share some tips on how they can feel more comfortable and confident.
And we'll highlight some inspiring stories from well-known introverts who have made a big impact.
Yes. It's all about unlocking that inner potential. I can't wait to dive deeper into this topic.
Me too. Let's get started and uncover the hidden power of introverts.
Understanding our unique traits can really empower us, right? It's fascinating how personal growth and business success often hinge on recognizing these differences.
Absolutely. And when we talk about introverts, it's like they have this hidden strength that often goes unnoticed. They might not be the loudest in the room, but their contributions can be incredibly valuable.
Exactly. Dr. Susan Cain really highlights this in her work. She points out that introverts often think deeply and observe the world in a way that extroverts might miss.
Yeah, and that deep thinking can lead to innovative ideas and solutions. It's like they process information differently, which can be a huge asset in any team setting.
Right. And it's not just about the workplace. In personal relationships, introverts often bring a level of thoughtfulness and empathy that can really enrich connections.
Oh, for sure. They tend to listen more, which can make others feel heard and valued. That's such a powerful trait in building strong relationships.
And, Dr. Cain emphasizes that introverts often prefer meaningful conversations over small talk. This can lead to deeper, more fulfilling interactions.
Yeah, I get that. It's like they want to dive into the substance of things rather than just skimming the surface. That's where real connection happens.
Exactly. And when introverts embrace their nature, they can thrive in their own unique way. It's all about finding environments where they feel comfortable.
And that's a great point. It's important for introverts to recognize that they don't have to change who they are to fit in. They can create their own space and still shine.
Absolutely. And for those who might struggle with social situations, there are strategies they can use to feel more at ease. Like preparing topics for conversation or finding smaller gatherings.
Oh, definitely. Those little tips can make a big difference. It's all about building confidence in their own style of interaction.
And when they do that, they can really tap into their potential, both personally and professionally. It's empowering to see that transformation.
Yes. And it's inspiring to hear stories of introverts who have made significant impacts in their fields. They show us that introversion can be a superpower.
Susan Cain really captures the essence of introverts, doesn't she? The way she describes introverts as those who find renewal in solitude is so powerful.
Yeah. It's like introverts have this inner world that fuels their creativity and focus. They don't need constant interaction to feel energized.
Exactly. And that ability to concentrate for longer periods is such a valuable trait. It allows them to dive deep into tasks without getting easily distracted.
Right. I think that's why many introverts excel in fields that require deep thinking and problem solving. They can really immerse themselves in their work.
Totally. And it's interesting how Susan points out that introverts might be less talkative. It's not because they have nothing to say, but rather they're processing things internally.
Oh, for sure. It's like they're taking in all the information, analyzing it, and then, when they do speak, it's often very thoughtful and meaningful.
That's a great point. Their words carry weight because they've really considered them. It's a different style of communication, but just as impactful.
Absolutely. And I think this is why it's so important for workplaces to recognize and value these traits. Introverts can bring unique insights that might be overlooked.
Yes. And creating an environment where introverts feel comfortable to share their ideas can really enhance team dynamics. They often have innovative solutions.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance, right? Encouraging introverts to contribute while also respecting their need for quiet time.
Definitely. And I love how Susan emphasizes that introversion isn't a weakness. It's just a different way of engaging with the world.
Right. When we embrace these differences, we can create a more inclusive environment that benefits everyone. It's all about leveraging those strengths.
And that's where personal growth comes in. When introverts recognize their value, they can step into their power and contribute in ways that feel authentic to them.
Yes. It's empowering to see introverts thrive when they embrace who they are. They can shine in their own unique ways.
That's an interesting point. Dr. Kane mentions that introversion can actually enhance creativity. It's fascinating how that works, right?
Yeah, definitely. Introverts often have this ability to think outside the box because they spend a lot of time reflecting and processing their thoughts.
Exactly. And that reflection time can lead to some really innovative ideas. It's like they're brewing something special in their minds.
Oh, for sure. And when they finally share those ideas, they tend to be well thought out and impactful. It's not just about quantity but quality.
Right. And speaking of quality, deeper relationships are another benefit of introversion. Introverts often form connections that are more meaningful.
Yeah, I think that's because they really listen. They're not just waiting for their turn to speak, they genuinely engage with what others are saying.
Exactly. That kind of active listening fosters trust and understanding, which are key ingredients in strong relationships.
And it's not just personal relationships, either. In a work setting, those deeper connections can lead to better teamwork and collaboration.
Absolutely. When introverts feel valued, they're more likely to contribute their ideas, which can enhance overall productivity.
Right. So, it's like a win-win situation. They get to express their creativity, and the team benefits from their insights.
And that increased productivity ties back to their ability to focus deeply on tasks. They can really dive into details without getting easily distracted.
Yes. That's such a valuable trait, especially in today's fast-paced world where distractions are everywhere.
Totally. It's all about creating an environment that allows introverts to thrive. When they have the right space, they can really shine.
And that's key for organizations to understand. By recognizing these strengths, they can unlock so much potential.
Exactly. It's about embracing different working styles and finding ways to support everyone's unique contributions.
Yes. And that leads to a more inclusive and productive workplace overall. Everyone has something valuable to offer.
You know, it's interesting how introverts can sometimes feel overwhelmed in social settings, especially when there's a lot of noise and energy around, right?
Yeah, definitely. That inward focus can make those loud environments feel really draining. It's like they're trying to recharge while everyone else is buzzing around them.
Exactly. And that's where practical tips come in. Helping introverts navigate those situations can really make a difference. What do you think are some effective strategies?
Well, one approach could be preparing a few conversation starters ahead of time. It gives them something to lean on when they feel a bit lost in the chatter.
Oh, that's a great idea. Having those topics ready can ease the pressure. And, what about finding quieter spaces during events? That could help, too.
Absolutely. Taking breaks in a quieter area can help recharge their energy. It's important to recognize when they need that time alone.
Right. And I think it's also about setting boundaries. Introverts can communicate their needs, like saying, "I need a moment to gather my thoughts." That's totally okay.
Yes. And it can be empowering to express those needs. It's all about creating a comfortable space for themselves, even in social settings.
And, when they do engage, focusing on one-on-one conversations can be really beneficial. Those deeper connections often feel more natural.
Oh, for sure. Introverts usually thrive in those intimate settings. It allows them to connect on a more meaningful level without the overwhelming energy of a big group.
Exactly. And I think it's important for introverts to remember that they have valuable insights to share. Their thoughts can really enrich conversations.
Absolutely. And when they do share, it often comes from a place of deep reflection, which can lead to really impactful discussions.
And that's such a powerful aspect of introversion. It's about harnessing that inner strength to create fulfilling relationships and succeed in various aspects of life.
Yes. When introverts embrace their unique qualities, they can navigate social situations with grace and confidence. It's all about finding what works for them.
Susan Cain really emphasizes the importance of the right environment for introverts to thrive, doesn't she?
Absolutely. It's like she's saying that when introverts are in the right space, their unique qualities can really shine.
Exactly. It's not just about being introverted, it's about finding a setting that allows those strengths to come forward.
Right. And I think that's so empowering. It suggests that introverts aren't limited by their personality, they just need the right circumstances.
Yes. And it makes me think about how workplaces can create those supportive environments. Simple changes can really make a difference.
For sure. Like offering quiet spaces or flexible work hours. Those adjustments can help introverts feel more comfortable and productive.
And it's not just about physical space. It's also about the culture of the workplace. Encouraging open communication can really help.
Oh, definitely. When introverts feel safe to share their ideas, that's when the magic happens. Their insights can be so valuable.
Exactly. And Susan's point about unique qualities is so important. Every introvert has different strengths that can contribute to a team.
Yeah. It's like a puzzle. Each piece is different, but when they come together, they create something beautiful.
I love that analogy. And it's a reminder that diversity in personality types can lead to better outcomes.
Absolutely. So, it's about recognizing those differences and valuing what each person brings to the table.
And that can lead to a more inclusive environment where everyone feels appreciated. That's crucial for personal and professional growth.
Yes. And when introverts are encouraged to be themselves, they can really flourish, both in their careers and personal lives.
Exactly. It's all about creating spaces where introverts can feel empowered to express themselves.
And that's the beauty of it. When introverts thrive, they can contribute in ways that are truly impactful.
That's such an interesting point about social media, right? It can be a real challenge for introverts.
Absolutely. It's like, on one hand, social media offers a platform to connect, but on the other hand, it can feel overwhelming.
Exactly. I mean, the pressure to engage constantly can be tough. Especially for someone who values deeper connections.
Right. And that's where tips from Susan Cain's work come in handy. She really emphasizes finding a balance.
Yes. I remember in her book Quiet, she talks about how introverts can use social media in a way that feels authentic to them.
Oh, for sure. Like, instead of feeling pressured to post all the time, they can focus on meaningful interactions.
Exactly. It's about quality over quantity. Engaging with a few people on a deeper level can be much more fulfilling.
And I think that's key for introverts. They can set boundaries around their social media use to protect their energy.
Yes. And that might mean taking breaks or limiting their time online. It's all about what feels right for them.
Definitely. And it's also about being selective with who they follow. Finding accounts that resonate with their values can make a big difference.
Absolutely. And I love that idea of curating a positive online space. It can really help introverts feel more at ease.
Yes. And when they do share, it's often more impactful because it comes from a place of authenticity.
Exactly. It's like their voice becomes stronger when they speak about things that truly matter to them.
Right. And that's empowering. It shows that introverts can navigate social media in a way that aligns with who they are.
And it's great to hear stories from introverts like the best-selling author you mentioned. Their experiences can inspire others.
Oh, definitely. Hearing how they've managed to stay true to their values while engaging online is so encouraging.
Yes. It's all about finding strategies that work for them, and knowing they're not alone in this journey.
Exactly. And it's a reminder that introversion can be a strength, even in the digital world.
Totally. So, what do you think are some practical tips for introverts to navigate social media?
Well, starting with setting specific times for checking social media can help. It creates a routine without feeling overwhelmed.
That's a great point. And maybe they can also engage in smaller groups or communities that share similar interests.
Yes. Finding those niche communities can make interactions feel more meaningful and less intimidating.
And, what about using features like direct messaging? It can feel more personal than public posts.
Oh, absolutely. Direct messaging allows for deeper conversations without the pressure of a public audience.
Exactly. It's all about creating a space where they feel comfortable expressing themselves.
And that's so important. When introverts feel safe, they can really shine and share their unique perspectives.
Yes. It's empowering to see how introverts can navigate social media while staying true to their values.
Absolutely. And it's a journey, but with the right strategies, they can find their voice online.
You know, it's fascinating how introversion is often misunderstood. Many people see it as a flaw, but it's really just a different way of engaging with the world.
Absolutely. And that misunderstanding can lead to social anxiety for many introverts. They might feel pressured to act like extroverts when that's just not who they are.
Exactly. But overcoming that anxiety is totally possible. There are strategies that can help introverts feel more comfortable in social situations.
Yeah. For instance, practicing small talk in low-pressure environments can really help build confidence. It's like training for a bigger event.
That's a great point. And also, focusing on one-on-one interactions can make socializing feel less overwhelming. It's all about finding what works for them.
Right. And in team settings, introverts can shine by using their listening skills. They often pick up on details that others might miss.
Totally. Their ability to observe and reflect can lead to valuable insights during discussions. It's about leveraging those strengths.
Yes. And creating an environment where introverts feel safe to share their ideas is crucial. That can really enhance team dynamics.
Absolutely. When introverts feel valued, they're more likely to contribute, which benefits everyone involved.
And let's not forget about building meaningful connections. It's so important for introverts to find people who appreciate their depth.
Oh, definitely. Those deeper relationships are often more fulfilling. It's about quality over quantity, right?
Exactly. And sometimes, just knowing that they're not alone in their experiences can be really empowering.
For sure. And I think that's where resources, like Susan Cain's book, come in handy. They can provide valuable insights and strategies.
Yes. It's like having a roadmap for navigating social situations. When introverts understand their strengths, they can embrace who they are.
And that's such a powerful transformation. It's about recognizing that introversion can be a superpower.
Absolutely. So, if you're listening and you identify as an introvert, remember that your unique qualities are valuable. Embrace them.
And for those who might struggle with social anxiety, take small steps. Each little victory counts.
Yes. And don't forget to check out our show notes for more resources on this topic. There are articles and videos that can help deepen your understanding.
Exactly. Thank you for tuning in to The Hidden Power of Introverts. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with friends who might find it helpful.
You're doing amazing. Together, we can help spread the word about the strengths of introverts. Until next time.
You know, as we wrap up this episode, it's really clear how valuable introverts are, right?
Absolutely. They bring such unique strengths to the table. It's fascinating how their introversion can lead to deeper focus and creativity.
Exactly. And those meaningful relationships they form? They really enrich our lives and communities.
Yeah, and I think it's important to remember that overcoming social anxiety is a journey. Understanding oneself is key.
For sure. And it's interesting how the strategies for introverts in team settings can be quite different from those who are more extroverted.
Definitely. It's all about finding what works for each person. Tailoring approaches can really enhance collaboration.
And speaking of resources, we've got some great ones in the show notes for anyone looking to explore this topic further.
Yes. Those resources can really help deepen understanding and provide practical tips. It's all about empowering each other.
Absolutely. So, as we sign off today, let's encourage our listeners to embrace their unique qualities.
Yes. Whether you're an introvert or know someone who is, remember that these traits can be strengths.
Thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring and embracing your individuality.
Goodbye, everyone. Take care and see you in the next episode.